So how about this, strengthening your client relationships? Um, how many of you ever provide the client anything after the fact? And I'm going to pick on Sam because he's right there in my screen. Sam, do you guys at 15%, do you guys send stuff to the clients after the fact as part of your marketing effort? Maybe a newsletter, but how about other things? How about some kind of guides or checklists or videos on how to maintain their home? Any of that kind of thing do you send them? You're muted.
You're muted, Sam.
Yeah, there he goes.
We're actually in the process of setting that up now. So, we have someone that we hired as an admin, and a jack of all whatever.
Sure.
And one of the things that he's going to be doing is, marketing to past clients and calling. We're thinking of calling the real estate agent within 24 hours to see how the inspection went. Just to say, hey, how did we do? Did you like how we presented the information? What did the client say? Just to show them that we care. So
Very good move.
That, and we're also thinking of doing it with the clients as well.
Yeah, I like both of them. We certainly did it. We actually would call up the listing agent as well and say, hey, the report should be on your desk quickly. The fact of the matter is, we turned everything off and went back and, we handled all the details. And the fact of the matter is, if we can help you in the future, we'd love to. And that was just it. Usually we'd left a voicemail. We could bypass their phone and just leave them that quick voicemail. We did a lot of other things, but how many of your home inspectors, whether you're one-man shop or not, make home maintenance videos when you're out there? How many have you seen the trees and limbs are on the roof, or they're hanging over the gutter, or the downspouts on the gutter terminate right there at the base of the house, and they have a basement or crawl space? Anybody shooting videos of those things down?
Yeah, we've got a couple guys that do a decent job at that. And maybe not necessarily a maintenance, but it's, a kind of an inspection tip or a finding that we find. And so that can be used as, marketing video, obviously, but, putting together kind of a program of maintaining your home and then being able to use that as part of a campaign to your prior clients would be an added value.
Anybody else doing anything like that?
We do, but we're not very consistent with it.
Okay.
But that's one of the reasons that this gentleman that we hired is going to be taking care of stuff like that.
Sure. One of the things we did, now we had 13 home inspectors going full-time, 5 full-time schedulers and support staff. So what we did was we constantly had videos. We had a new construction group, residential resale, and Eve, so 3 divisions of our company. And what happened was that we would get videos in from each one of them, but like we would do videos on air conditioners. We'd see crazy things in the field and we'd say, this is how you need to do it. But we would do home maintenance videos, because think about this. Once you get finished acquiring a client, they don't want to see your sales material. So you have to ask yourself, what is it they do want to see from you? How is it we could build and maintain a relationship with these people? Our beautiful, wonderful prior clients, they know us, like us, and trust us. So how can we do that? And home maintenance videos are great. And what you can do is not only send them in your newsletter or however you want to send them, but if you can get them to subscribe to your YouTube channel by saying, hey, if you like more great videos like this in your newsletter, why don't you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel? Here's a link. And then every time we produce a new home maintenance video, you'll get notified. Yeah. Okay. So then it becomes a system. You don't have to make sure that you do it, but I would be using my newsletter, different tips. And let's say you live in a snowy area. Maybe there's some tips that people need to know. And here in South Florida, I mean, we don't really have much snow. So, we'd be sending out different types of tips, storm preparedness, or, how to get your house ready for a storm or whatever. But everybody sees these maintenance things and we're out there. Just take your cell phone and just go out there and, hey, this is Ken. And today I'm going to be showing you something that's a common problem I see on all homes. It's these gutter downspouts that are terminating at the base of the home. And if you've got a crawl space or a basement, guess what? A lot of that water can penetrate inside and cause you big issues. So what you need to do about this is take an extension, put on that gutter downspout, and terminate that water away from the foundation. Hey, this is Ken at Southern Home. For more great tips like that, go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. How easy was that? I just said it to you right off the top of my head. Okay, so so that's what you need to do. But how about this? How about you go in and inspect a house and you walk around and there's some crappy stuff going on the siding and the windows on a place where the homeowner never goes, do they? They never take the home inspection walk around the house annually, do they? They go in the garage or the front door and they never go any further. Now they might go out on the deck or patio, but they don't go any further. So there's always one or two sides of the house they never see. Okay, they don't go there. Okay, so how about a little maintenance checklist? So here's the things we want you to check on monthly, annually, and quarterly. And they can it's got branded to your company name, got your phone number on it. If you got a question about any of these items, when you see them, call us up. Okay, let's try to build some relationships. We want to turn these acquaintances into friends. Keith, we always say to him, if you prior clients will come over to a crawfish bowl and bring a friend when you have one, you've turned a prior client into a friend.
Absolutely.
So that's
Well-
really what we're trying to do. I mean, think about all of the things. I mean, think about millennials and Gen Zs have no experience in maintenance of a home.
Yeah, another
You're
idea.
their resource. Go ahead,
We
Brad.
talked last week, sorry, we talked last week about, some direct mail type of marketing to prior clients, right? Like just going on this checklist, that could be kind of a closing gift type of thing in this scenario where if you had a nice printed out checklist potentially that you could, mail to their home, that they kind of keep around, maybe even like just throwing out ideas that are coming to me, like a refrigerator magnet or something like that. It kind of stays up front of mind. So, maybe they're not going to be the ones buying a house here soon, but maybe they got a buddy or a neighbor, that wants to buy a house. Then you're looking for a referral at that point.
Yeah, that's why we want to become a brand fan. One of the things we always did, we had a jar opener. As you get older, man, it's hard to open these jars. And it said, it had a cool little slogan with our company name on it. I can't recall what the slogan was, but it was cool at the moment. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, I used that jar opener until the thing wore out. And the clients loved it and all that. So little leave behinds like that. But I guess what happens is when we digitally distribute things, the price is low, but the perceived value from the recipient is high. Because if you've got a branded checklist and then you remind them, hey, it's time to check this or that, then what happens is it's great. For instance, in our house, we have a whole house water filter we had installed when we moved here. And if the home inspector put that down in his report and he saw when it had been serviced, he could have sent me a little email and said, hey, have you thought about replacing the filters in your filter? It's that time of the year. Okay, so we could start collecting some additional information. So let me say this to you. When buyer's agents go away, when they go away, you are going to have to move from home inspector to property consultant. I want you to do that. Okay, it will open up new streams of revenue for us like you have never seen. I am so thrilled about this change. Okay, but what happens is we have to step outside what we've normally done to make these things happen. We have to be the go-to person, not the buyer's agent, because they won't be there. We need to be answering their questions. I know we're working with Brandon right now, building a list of people in the community that he can refer to. Brandon gave a great example about when they moved here, he needed a pediatrician. Well, he didn't know anybody. So what if somebody had a list what if his home inspector had a list that had pediatricians on there? Okay, or whatever, you're going to have to move that. We're going to have to build our own sphere of influence to be able to replace the buyer's agents. Okay, so prior clients is just one of the strategies. They need to rely on you for all different kinds of things that they've never relied on you before because the agent did it.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, we're in market disruption in the real estate industry, which is I love. I'm all about that. Okay, so checklists, guides, any kind of thing you want to do, and when you notice things there, jot it down, put it in your CRM, so you get a note to send it to them. Okay, but home. But I'm telling you, home maintenance videos. One of the things I really love about them, you produce them once and you benefit from them over and over. It's not something you have to do again and again and again. In Georgia, one of the things we had a lot of soft pine wood. The trees grew straight and they grew fast, but they didn't grow hard. Okay, and so what happens when they build these windows out of them? People got their window screens on because a lot of people in Georgia don't open their windows. Well, when their window screens are on, they act as a dam. That water stands on that windowsill. And when the paint checks, that water rots that windowsill. So I produced a video about how to prevent wood rot on the sill of your window. And you go in a neighborhood, you see it everywhere. Okay, so just the things that you see every day and write the report about it, you have to ask yourself, does it lend itself to a great little video? You know, if the video is more than 1 minute 37 seconds, you got too much material. Break it into 2 videos. Okay, so videos you work once benefit over and over, and you can do them. Our good friend Malcolm Godwin, our client forever, one of the things, he's very good at videos. I mean, he does a video introduction of the inspector that's going out there so that the client knows who to expect, and he sets the expectation of a 5-star experience from the very beginning. So lots of good things. He wants to build that prior client relationship to get it. So just here's one of many ways. I mean, I just selected 2 off a whole list of an article I was writing. Let me move this silly thing, this floating device. Okay, anybody have a VIP loyalty program for referrals for the clients? Okay, that's something that really is a big thing. I'm not saying you give money or anything like that, but you have a little loyalty program. And I read an article recently about it. It hadn't been published yet on one of our blogs, but it will be in the next week or 10 days. And it's about the things that we can do to build a loyalty program. Okay, a lot of companies have loyalty programs. All right, why don't we? Okay, so the rewards can be all kinds of little different things. You know, you refer somebody, something happens, you refer 3 people, something happens. And what you have to do is set up a system. Okay, so one of the things you're going to need is a CRM, a client relationship manager. I call it a PRM, personal relationship manager. That's what I use it for. I don't look at my clients as clients. I look at them as personal people. These are people who are very important to me. Okay, so I use a PRM instead of a CRM, but the one we use, it's cheap and it works fabulous. It's got no big marketing automation. Is Less Annoying CRM, called Less Annoying CRM. So you ought to take a look at it. I get nothing from it. It's a fabulous little program. It's inexpensive. One of the things that annoyed me about the rest of them, they had all this marketing automation on the front end. We didn't need it. We didn't want it. And hell, we didn't know how to use it. And it just got in the way of using it. So the guys that developed this program said the same thing. They felt the same way. So getting a PRM through that is really a great thing. Lisa, how are you doing tonight? I didn't see you. You were way down the list on my video screen.
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good. I am so glad to have you on the call tonight. We're glad to have you. Okay, so a VIP loyalty program. That's just 2 couple of ways there. So you can think about that, getting that going.